What's up? And I'm always just a little quiet. I think normally I would be a little louder. So hopefully you kids can hear me okay through my AirPods. But the baby's sleeping, and we're over at my wife's parents' house. So I'm kind of tucked away in the corner of the house, trying to be quiet, trying to make sure the baby doesn't wake up. But normally I'd be a little louder for sure, with a little bit more energy, but I'm trying to keep things tempered over here in the corner. Now, at first glance, these problems look crazy. They look crazy. Like you look at them, you're like, oh man, what the heck is going on? Okay, but they're not. They're like little puzzles. All right, and I love this lesson because I'm going to give you all the tricks to the puzzle. Okay, so let me just tell you one thing. It's kind of like a puzzle. Now, for these type of questions, I want to show you something. And I don't even need to do that. I can just erase my stuff. So if our question mark, because look, they're saying they want us to find this question mark. If the question mark is up here, that means we need to start down here. Okay, do you see how the question mark is way over here on the right? That means we're going to start on the left and we just work our way over there. Okay, do you see how the question mark's down here at the bottom? We're going to start up here at the top. Okay, so it's like you're working your way to the question mark, right? We're starting way away from the question mark and we finish there. So it's kind of like a maze. All right, and these questions are actually really, really simple. Okay, if you kids pay attention. Now the absolute key to this lesson is that where you have two angles in a triangle, you can find the third angle, right? If you have two angles in a triangle, you can find the third. Okay, so it's super simple and it's going to be the same every time. So we know that every triangle has 180 degrees in it total. Okay, so do you see how we have two angles in this triangle? We've got this guy and this guy, but we don't have this third angle here. All you do to find the third angle is you subtract, right? You subtract this guy and this guy, or you can add them up and subtract them from 180. Okay, so either way you want to do it, you could say, hey, 180 minus 30 minus 40, right? Or you can add 30 and 40 and subtract it from 180. Either way works. Okay, so 180 minus this 30 minus this 40 gives us 110. Now we have vertical angles here. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to sneeze in a second. I'm just giving you a... Oh, that hurt. I tried to stay quiet. But we have vertical angles right here. And anytime we have vertical angles, these opposite angles are congruent. So can you see that if this guy's 110, this guy's going to be 110. So what we're doing is, look, anytime you have two angles in a triangle, we find the third. Once we have that third angle, then we could figure something else out. See how we said this guy's 110? Oh, this guy's got to be 110, right? And then look, we've got two angles in a triangle, we can find the third. So if you want, you can add these two together and subtract them from 180, or you could just say 180 minus 38 minus 110, however you want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to say 180 minus 38 minus 110, and boom, I've got this other guy over here, which is 32 degrees. So just to recap, just a quick little recap, because I know half of you kids or more is going to be like, I'm lost. Okay, which is fine. Like, I don't expect you to get it after the first question. Like, oh, here's one example. Okay, go do your homework. No, that's not how it goes. So the key is finding a triangle that has two angles, right? Finding a triangle that has two angles. And we did that, right? This guy had two angles. And then we could find the third. Once we found the third, we found something else out. Then we had two angles. We found the third. Okay, so check out how this works. Do you see? Oh man, I got to show you like a little trick here. Let's do another problem just like this guy. We're going to jump down to number 3, and then we're going to jump over to number 4. Okay, so do you see how we have two angles here? If we have two angles, we can find the third, right? So what's 30 plus 40 is 70, and 180 minus 70 is 110. So this guy's 110, which means this guy's 110 because they're vertical angles. You see that? Now look, we have two angles. If we have two angles, we can find the third. So let's add them up. 110 plus 30 is 140, and subtract it from 180. 110, 40, 30, 110. Yeah, it's 40. Boom. Okay, give me one sec. Okay, so I think it's time that you kids try one on your own. Number 4. Press pause. Go ahead and try number 4. We're going to start up here with these two angles. Just a heads up, we're going to start with these two. And when you're done, press play. Okay, so hopefully you added, because we're going to try and find this third angle here. Hopefully you added them. What's 75 plus 25? Is that 100? So we do 180 minus 100, and we get 80. So that means this guy's 80 right here. You see how we have vertical angles? That means this guy's 80. Okay, now we have two angles. We can find the third. So let's add them up. What's 80 plus 47? I think it's 127. And subtract that from 180. 180 minus, I think it's 53. Okay, easy. These are so easy. You just need to know what to do. You need to get that pattern. You need to practice it, and then it's automatic. Okay, let's jump down here to number 8. This is the last problem we're going to do like this. So I'm going to take you to these little pyramid problems. Okay? Okay, so try number 8, press pause, and when you're done, press play. Now you may have been a little stuck down here, but realistically, we actually have an angle right here. It's 90 degrees. So you need to start down here. What's 90 plus 40? It's 130. So we have 180 minus 130 gives us 50. So this guy right here is 50, which means this guy up here is 50, right? Vertical angles. So now we have these two angles. We can find the third. So let's add them up. 96 plus 50 is 146. And we subtract it from 180. And I think we get 34. And that is our answer. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? Now, there's one little thing I need to show you. If you have a straight line, any straight line and every straight line, do you see the straight line right here? It's just imagine that it's straight because you know that I can't draw. Okay, every and any straight line is 180 degrees. So just so you know, if they give us two pieces of this thing, like 44 and 66, if they give us two pieces, we can find the third. It's just like a triangle. It's just think of it as a triangle, right? A straight line, just think of it as a triangle because it adds up to 180. So if we have two pieces and we need to find the third, it's the same thing. Add them up and then subtract them from 180, right? So you just say, oh, 66 plus 44 is 110. Subtract that from 180 and you get 70. Same process, okay? So how does that translate? Look at this. This is the same type of question. Okay, it just looks different. Do you see how we have these two angles here? If we have the two angles, we can find the third. So let's add them up. We got to add up 81 and 50. Well, what is that? 81 plus 50 is 131, right? We subtract it from 180, and it looks like we're going to get, I think, 49. Yep, 49. So this piece right here is 49. Then look, do you see, I just went through this problem. Add these guys and subtract them from 180 to get this piece right here. So we got to do 77 plus 4. We're just doing the same thing 3 times in a row. Look, this problem here is so easy because you're doing the same thing 3 times in a row. Add them, subtract them from 180 to get this guy. Add them, subtract them from 180 to get this guy. Add them, subtract them from 180 to get this guy. It's the exact same thing 3 times in a row. So let's add 77 and 49. 77 plus 49. And let's subtract it from 180. And it's going to give us this guy over here, 54. So this guy right here is 54. And we know this guy right here is 90. So look, we do the same thing a third time. Add them up and subtract them from 180 to get that guy. So we've got 90 plus 54, which is 144. Subtract it from 180, and I think we get 36. Yeah, so this type of little pyramid question is crazy because you just do the same thing 3 times in a row. Okay, so watch, I'm going to go through it again and then we'll do like 2 little practice problems. So do you see how we have these two? Add them up and subtract it from 180. So what's 70 plus 30? 100. Subtract it from 180 gives us 80. Up. Now we take these two guys. Add them up, subtract it from 180, right? So 80 plus 53, right? And then subtract it from 180 gives us 47. So this guy right here is 47. Now guess what? We take these guys, add them, and subtract it from 180 to get this guy. So we got 47 plus 38. And subtract it from 180, 95. Boom. Okay, you ready to try one on your own? This is it. This is the whole shebang right here. I want you to try number 6. On your own. Let's see what you got. Press pause. Press play when you're done. Okay, we're going to add these two and subtract them from 180. So 42 and 74. 42 plus 74 equals, and we're going to subtract it from 180. Boom. What does it give us? 64. Okay, now we're going to add these guys and subtract it from 180. So 66 plus 64, I think, is 130. We're going to subtract it from 180 and get 50. Then this time, we're going to add these guys and subtract it from 180. So 50 plus 60 is 110. Subtract it from 180 is 70. What do you think? Easy money? How about we do one more? Okay, number 7. This is the last problem of the day. Let's get it. Last problem of the day. Press pause, practice it, get it, ace it, then press play and we'll go over it. Okay, let's take these two. 70 plus 33. What is it? 103. Subtract it from 180. I think we get 77. All right, now we're going to take these two. We're going to add them and subtract them from 180. So we've got what? 77 plus 61. We're going to subtract it from 180. Boom, 42. So we got 42 here. Then we're going to take these guys. We're going to add them and subtract them from 180. 56 and 42. 56 plus 42. We'll subtract it from 180. Bam, 82. Let's go. Okay, I think I only gave you 6 problems for homework, so you're welcome.